Greetings, everyone. Just getting ready to put out episode 2 here, and after cutting the audio, I realized I have about 35 seconds of time at the beginning. So I just wanted to give a brief intro and thank everyone for coming back for episode 2. I had a lot of fun making this one, and things are starting to get a lot more polished here in the Techno Hippie Apocalypse Studios. If you enjoy what you see today, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and please check us out at technohippieapocalypse.com. Alright guys, welcome back to episode 2. Gonna try and one-shot this voiceover here for you. Slowly getting better at everything. I don't know, this is all just new to me. It's taken me like 2 weeks to get out the next video, but we're slowly getting better at this. I've just been crazy busy. I haven't had a chance to put out a video, but here I am for episode 2. I got some show notes going. Let me get those pulled up. And again, I'm sorry, I'm still just going to try to one-shot these audio overlays. And I kind of edit out some of my pauses. But other than that, it's pretty much just one shot straight through. Getting much better at filming and everything. Getting much better at editing those clips and getting them into time. So anyway, I hope this comes to you a little bit more polished than episode 1. Today we're printing a utility knife. This is super useful. It's really nice. It costs like less than 80 cents probably for the plastic and the blade together. So it's nice. It functions. I've printed several of them now, and it's just a good thing to have around. We're always using them at work and things. So this is a nice print, or it's kind of like, oh yeah, everything's finally coming together, and you know, things are working the way they're supposed to. I switched to PLA plastic. And this has been amazing. It's way more forgiving. There's way less shrinkage due to heat because you don't have to print it as hot. So it's much better for my setup where I don't really have an enclosure for my 3D printer to keep a consistent environment. So the switch to PLA has been great. I'm getting a lot more consistent results. Things are just coming out the way they're supposed to. So that's been really good. So you'll watch that kind of come together here. Been really busy. I'm getting set to take out or to head out to Colorado and then Florida. Taking about 2 weeks, so I will try to have another episode ready for you here, but I just wanted to get this episode 2 out before I left. I've got these show notes now. I just in my little project file for each episode, I began to keep just little notepad text files. So I have some things to talk about, but bear with me as I figure out what to go to next. Like I was saying, though, the switch to PLA has been great. I've been printing a lot of practical parts. Not everything that I print makes it into an episode, but I've really been getting the hang of this Rhino 6 software, and I was able to print an adapter to inflate a inflatable raft with an air compressor, and I designed it, I printed it once, and it worked the first time, so that was kind of an amazing confidence boost, and just to see the utility of the 3D printer, it's really great. It's crazy. It's like all I want to do these days is 3D print. It does take a lot of time, you know, between finding what I want to print and then modifying it or creating it from scratch and in CAD software, and then slicing it for the 3D printer into G-code, and then actually printing it. It takes a lot of time, so it's a big process, and I'm trying to make the video editing process less of that. But that's great. Yeah, the boat valve adapter worked great. It's been great getting ready to enjoy summertime, and we've got a lake right down the road, so I've got the boat all set up. I've got a little cataraft, and it's great. It's just a little oar boat, but you know, it's tons of fun to take friends out and fish. It's mostly for whitewater rivers, but we've got a lake right down the road where I'm at now, so why not, you know, go out there, catch some fish, enjoy. Yeah, it's just been great to be coming into summertime. I've been working on a lot of geometric artwork, which doesn't make it into these episodes, but it might. I plan to have this THA show kind of just be these time lapses of 3D printing and me voicing over my sort of thoughts and meditations. But I will probably add some content to this channel that's more about just the geometric artwork and how that's kind of going. So I've made some really cool illustrations with some geometry that I've designed in CAD, which has been great. Big shout out to Kyle Richardson, Mr. Kyle, for being the first subscriber. We sent him a gift his way, and it looks like we did pick up a couple of subscribers off of episode 1, so that's great to see. I'm not really hung up on making this thing go huge, but it's just something for me that creatively I'd like to keep putting out and kind of see where it ends us up. So thanks for subscribing, Kyle. We'll get you a gift sent out to you. Yeah, like I was saying, I've just been really busy getting ready to go to Colorado and Florida here for the next 2 weeks. I've been moving out of a place in a different state. And boy, that's been a process, you know. We're already over in our new place, but it kind of came to a head and we had to get our stuff out of that old place pretty quick. So I went back to go move all the stuff out. You know, I got as much as I could. Begged for forgiveness on a couple of big things that I couldn't move, like a van that's out there that needs a motor swap. That's for another episode. But anyway, I got all my stuff out, you know, and made everything right with the landlord and everything. And no kidding, the day that I drove back home to the new place, the landlord of the old place passed on that evening, which was just the wildest timing of everything. I couldn't believe it. He was a good man. Rest in peace, Bob. Vietnam veteran, welder, solid guy. Loved to fish for steelhead and trout, big fly tire. So shout out to Bob. Hope you're up there catching them big ones, slaying them, buddy. We'll all meet you up there soon. But that was just crazy for me. Anyway, we've got most of our stuff over here, getting the boat set up for summertime and just kind of enjoying it. I myself have kind of been in and out of work here for the last month or so. I recently went through a big transition and lost my mom, which no one really saw coming. She wasn't too young, but she wasn't too old. Everyone thought she had at least another 15 good years. So that was really sudden, and obviously I've been processing a lot from then. Thank goodness, like my work situation, what I do for work ordinarily, which maybe I'll get into on another episode, is pretty flexible, and I've been able to enjoy some time to myself. And I'm really hoping when I come back from this upcoming travel that I'm ready to just kind of spring back into work and start getting things back to normal, whatever that means. But it's been fantastic to be up here and in my new place and making some friends and connections with the people here. And it's really great. You know, sometimes it seems like the universe or the world or God or whatever you want to say just sort of lines things up for us. And I've been getting that feeling lately about this move. It's just been good, and really feeling the support from all my new friends. And that's been a real treat. So also glad for the time to just work on these videos and my other creative pursuits. And to be honest, after my mother's passing, I sort of started putting more emphasis into things like this. I think it's really worthwhile to synthesize everything I've got in my brain into some sort of a finished product, if you could call these videos that. But it's not just these videos, you know, it's my other aspects of my artwork too. So that's just been really good. And if you're experienced something like that in the past, or if you're going through something like that now, I'm right there with you. Feel free to drop a comment down below. This is just an open forum for discussion, especially, you know, we're all just here to kind of meditate and enjoy and watch these 3D prints. And for all I know, you could mute me in the background, but yeah, that's kind of what this show is for, is just to kind of put a community around it, and me to just kind of exposit my thoughts. And I had an interesting idea for the future to maybe do sort of interviews, and I might open up the THA show to interviews, and do it as sort of a podcast format, but the 3D printing time lapses in the background will always be a part of it. You know, maybe sometime in the future, if I do that, maybe it'll end up getting split into two things, and the podcast sort of interview element will just be one show, and then the 3D printing will just be another show with music in the background or some such. But anyway, it's been really rewarding and fun to kind of synthesize everything I've got going on into some kind of a final product. The show is always meant to be just sort of a meditation for enjoyment and connection. So I hope you find it that way. Oh, I've been printing a bunch. Obviously, by the time you're seeing this episode, I've already printed things that are going to go into future episodes. Just today, before I recorded this, we've been assembling a Dummy 13, which is sort of an open source action figure. It's fully posable, it has all the same range of motion as a normal human body, just sort of in a little Android mech format. It's probably about 6 inches tall. So that's been really cool, and it kind of opened my mind today on just how much possibility there is, and there's a lot of useful things that we can print, obviously, like this utility knife. But yeah, just this Dummy 13 action figure really got me thinking about all the possibility as far as toys and things like that go, and it sort of just makes me feel like a little boy again. I could just print any kind of action figure or toy that I want. So that's been really cool, and I do try to print useful things. I am trying to bring my geometric artwork into the 3D realm with the 3D printer, but as I just get used to it and sort of explore the space, I've been using a lot of designs off the internet, which I'll always link down below. And I found this Dummy 13 thing, and that's just been really inspiring. So, very cool. I'm printing a second one of those as we speak. I hope you can't hear the 3D printer going too much in the background. And I think there's somebody outside chopping wood, too. So, anyway, I hope there's not too much background noise. I'll try to put some filters on it in Audacity to make it a little better. And I know the audio was super quiet in episode 1, so I think I addressed that issue, but hopefully I didn't make it too sensitive now to where it picks up too much background noise. I can't find my regular microphone, so I'm recording this just off an old Xbox headset, but from all my preliminary tests, it seems like it was working okay. What else do we got going? I'm sort of glancing at my my show notes here and seeing what I've got. I've already gone way out of order. So, I'm brand new at all this, so still just getting the hang of it. What else is good? There's a funny, at this new place that I'm working, we're working, I shouldn't say we, I've been very much absent from work, but they're working on staining and refinishing all the log cabins that are on the property, and it's been way too long, but something had to be done. I used to be a professional painter and stainer, kind of refinish of residential homes. Stained plenty of log cabins, and boy, this place really needed it. But in order to prep all the surfaces, they've rented this blaster, and the media that it uses is basically like a cornmeal that's made from the husks of the corn cob, or not the husks, maybe the husks too, but the cob itself is sort of just mulched into this fine powder. And then you hook it up to a giant compressor and blast off these buildings. And those guys have been working super hard out there. It's not too hot yet. They've been making really good progress. But anyway, it's just kind of comical because these buildings really needed love, and they're not very airtight. The chinking between the logs has sort of failed over the years, and so they're corn blasting, as they call it, with this giant compressor, and a lot of the corn ends up on the inside of the buildings. So it's just sort of been a comedy, picking up all this corn that's all over the place. Vast quantities of it. I think we took delivery of like a couple thousand pounds of this media that they run through the blaster. So I haven't been doing the corn blasting very much, but I've been helping them sort of pick up when corn gets where you don't want it. So I don't know. That's why they call it corn blasting and not corn going where you want it to. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. You know, it's just been strange getting back into work and the things that I've ended up participating in. Man, what else? Upcoming prints. Yeah, really excited about these utility knives. I think you'll probably see an episode upcoming here about the Dummy 13 action figure and just sort of all my ideas surrounding that. And it really does just make me feel like a kid in a candy store. You know, I can have any sort of action figure or model that I want. So I am focused in on making useful things and making artistic things, but it's pretty cool to think that, you know, you just make whatever you want. It all sort of snaps together and articulates, but you could make a spider walker or anything like that. All different kinds of models of different characters and things, and have them be little action figures. So looking forward for that episode. I also, on the more practical side, have made some cable ties, like cable organizers for all your phone cables and laptop cables and things, and those have been great. I printed up a bunch and just have been giving them away to folks in the workplace and my friends, and everyone kind of appreciates that. It's always nice to be a little bit more organized. Yeah, do remember to like and subscribe down below. It's a great motivator for me to continue making these videos. If you really like what you're seeing, you can go check out our website at technohippieapocalypse.com. There are several tiers of membership, which will get you some free gifts. But if you'd like to support the show a little bit and help me put out more content, do follow those links down below and check it out. Been working on the website more and more, but it's been kind of stagnant for a while. I'm just learning that, you know, just as slow as I'm learning how to make videos. So bear with me. It's probably not great on a mobile device yet, but I think it should still work. It's probably just not very polished. What else do we got going? Working on the website. Yep. Like, subscribe. You already knew that. Oh, the earrings. Yeah, I've been, I have those sacred geometry earrings that are up on the website, but I've been working on merchandising those for physical storefronts. So that's been a process. And the video is just wrapping up as I'm voicing over now, but I usually cut out quite a bit, so I'll record for another minute here. But yeah, it's been great to get those into an actual storefront and on a rack. I had to develop, you know, packaging and everything for those, so it's good to finally get those out. And that about wraps this one up, folks. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe to it, subscribe to it. It helps us out. And thanks a bunch. I'll see you on the next one here for Dummy 13, Episode 3. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.